Back at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Club for ninth end action in this Pepsi Junior Men's Final, with New Brunswick leading Ontario 4-3. But what a courageous call by Wayne Mehta, the skip of the Ontario rink, with his final stone of that eighth end facing two New Brunswick rocks.
Well, it was a great call and almost a great shot. You know, his weight was perfect, and the sweepers did their job. It just had to curl a fraction more, you know. There was a very close in the measurement and a very nervy call, let me tell you. That's exciting. It's exciting when they call it, and it's exciting to watch it come down.
Shot stone belonging to New Brunswick, fully in the 8-foot circle.
Whoa, right off. Whoa.
I don't think Jim Sullivan will be upset with the end result. He wanted to remove that corner guard belonging to Ontario. He also knocked out his own stone in the rings, but right now he's more concerned about preventing Ontario from getting stones out there and getting those corner guards thrown up.
Well, Wayne Mehta wants to get one over on that side, Don. He's ignoring the New Brunswick rock that is in the house. He wants another corner guard. If that doesn't pan out for him, he'll make a pass on that one that's in the 4-foot and hit and try to roll behind the one on the left-hand side if he doesn't succeed in getting one on the right-hand side. And then if that doesn't work out, he'll try and light in and then can do the same thing in the 10th end.
Dave Hannon, who is curling a very fine 84% for Ontario, puts up another corner guard.
Now, if I have a James Sullivan, I just might put one on the center line there. But he's not going to take any chances. He is going to run the corner guard.
Three. Come on. Whoa.
He's picking it out of there pretty good. Good shot by Burgess.
And the shooter will also roll out of play. So there are two stones belonging to New Brunswick, one in the house, one in front of the house. And they're playing for the Pepsi Junior Trophy. And that's the piece of silverware that is sitting right beside the sheet and will be presented upon the conclusion of this game. The Ladies Championship Trophy is also to be presented. That piece of silverware going to the Julie Sutton foursome from Kelowna and Oliver Curling Clubs in British Columbia. Julie Sutton from Oliver, Judy Wood, Susan Otte, and Marla Geiger, the other members from Kelowna.
Well, in Ontario, Don, they're going to throw up one more corner guard. It'll be interesting to see what James Sullivan calls when they throw up this corner guard. You can see it's not over quite as far. And will he run it off, or maybe say, well, maybe I should try and steal one? But
what would you do?
I think I might drop one right on the center line. You see, the rock is in the 4-foot. I might just put it on the center line and say, well, maybe I'll try and steal one here. The worst that can happen to me is they score two. Will only be one down coming home.
4-3, New Brunswick leads. This is the 9th end.
I think the whole game of curling is changing. You know, you have to really get aggressive. You know, you have to be Al Hackner. Attack the game, go around the corner, guys, do something different, because there are so many rinks that are equal in these competitions that you have to maybe resort to the unusual the odd time. There's no such thing as book curling anymore. That's for curling instructors and certain coaches. Not a bad little shot, eh? Now what do? You're one down? I think you got to hit it. You got to hit it and hope that you make the double and maybe just flop to the left-hand side of center. You cannot afford to leave it. You cannot afford to come around.
Charlie Sullivan covers up the shot stone belonging to New Brunswick in the 4-foot circle. This is the 9th end. New Brunswick leads by a score of 4-3. The possibility does exist that Peter Corner could run both those rocks.
Well, what he doesn't want to happen here, Peter Corner, is that he hits that one right on the nose, drives it straight back, and leaves the other one there. Now he's got a guard, and they drop another guard in front of it. Then they're really in trouble. Then they're going to be hard-pressed to score a point. But this is interesting. This is the type of curling I love. They yelled right away, you know. make sure that they roll the shooter. What did I say? There it happens.
He drove it straight back onto his own. So now
James Sullivan just about tripped getting out there to make this call. You'll see a little bit of hard luck here. He hit it too much on the nose. He wanted to corner it, maybe make the double, but he didn't change a thing. He's got the guard on and one biting the forefoot. Now for Sullivan, he'll just drop another long guard out there. He certainly doesn't want to be heavy and
Good line.
just punch this rock long into Ontario into the rings. This rock's got a long way to go. Staggered is a beautiful shot. If he staggers the rock that's in front of the rings. Good shot.
Charlie Sullivan provides more cover for that shot rock. And now Wayne Mehta has some problems here on this ninth end, trailing by 1.
Well, I think he's got to run him, Don. He's got himself in all kinds of trouble here. He's got to run the 2, hope that a shooter rolls off.
Yeah.
And hope maybe that New Brunswick does not put the perfect guard on.
Yeah. If it curls too much, we could split that. If you leave the guard sitting there, it's easy double. We know the ice for the double. If that goes on and this rolls on.
He's going to play the draw and hope maybe just, if he doesn't get by, he's going to play it very
Do you
tight.
want to play that? Try and tap this on? Well, the guard's still going to sit right there. Like the yellow one's going to stay right where it is.
Well, they're undecided.
You want to go around? Okay.
Very democratic. Do you want to go around? That's exactly what they're going to play.
Well, as he said a few moments back in the conversation, he said the 4-foot draw is still there.
Yes. He's... Look, you see him? Peter talking to his front end. He thinks it's a little bit too much ice. He has to make sure he gets this rock in behind cover and at least shot. A lot of weight. Oh, has he got a nice looking shot if he's got the right weight? Look at it, he just sneaks by that front one. Is he going to be a little bit heavy? Yes, he's going to slip to the back of the 8-foot.
Just a touch too heavy. He slid through to the back of the 8-foot.
And now, if New Brunswick puts the guard on, Ontario is in a lot of trouble. They could be 2 down coming home.
Well, both Ontario and British Columbia saw their rinks advance to the semifinal stage, at least in these 1987 junior playdowns. As I said earlier, Brent Pierce of the Vancouver Curling Club lost in the semifinal last night to Ontario. And the Ontario ladies, represented by Janet Omond of the Sarnia Curling Club, lost in the semifinal last night to Manitoba's Karen Purdy. It's interesting, both those semifinal games went to an extra end. The 2 skips have been shooting lights out here at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Club. Sullivan curling at 86%, Wayne Mehta at 89%.
James Sullivan, they want to make sure they stop this rock on the other side, exactly the side of center line it's on now, to cover off that whole 4-foot area. He knows that Wayne has got 4-foot weight in his back pocket, and he wants to cover up that 4-foot, so Wayne doesn't have a shot at it. Look at this.
Well, that's why this rink posted a 9-2 record during round-robin play.
That rock is in perfect shape. The only thing I think for Wayne now is maybe the angle raise takeout. Well, I think for Wayne Maddaw, he's going to maybe try to run this one, Don, over here and make the double kill and split them both out. But let me tell you, the danger part is that if he doesn't quite hit it right, he may drive it on his own at the back, and New Brunswick will be lying 2 with guards out there, and then he's really in a lot of trouble. I think that's the only shot he's done.
His, too.
And that would force New Brunswick going into the house.
Wait at that and hit it like 7/8 of it, so the shooter rolls it here. That way it might open everything up. Or even just play that. Play off here and then onto his. You never know. What else can we do? Can't just, because if we just throw this and we don't get it, he just throws another guard and I don't even have a draw. At least if I open this up, I still got a draw. What do you guys think? You got any suggestions?
That's when the skip quits making the final decision.
Yeah, Mike Wickenhurst onto the 12-foot, maybe. What is? This one? No.
Well, the danger is no matter which one he hits.
Rub it.
What guards he runs off, I mean, there's still going to be one there.
Like this. Ours would just go through here. I think if I threw a bomb and just hit it. Right there. Just off, so it just touches ours and then hits his, or misses ours altogether and then hits his, and then maybe gets this one. But I think I got to throw it. Yeah. Yeah, and that'll leave me the race for my last one if he doesn't. And if he guards it up like this, I got the draw.
Just hit off center.
Just off center.
Right there.
I got bomb.
No bomb. Just
Good weight. I'm gonna throw more than normal. Okay? Got to hit it right on the, almost right on the beak.
Wayne, you better make sure you hit it on the beak and not too thin, because you could end up leaving New Brunswick lying 2 if they spin off.
Well, there's always the danger when those rocks start spinning around.
Oh, yes.
As to where they might wind up.
I mean, if he hits it on the nose, they're a little bit of an angle. There may be 3 guards out there, and then he may not have a shot anyway.
You would have played the angle raise?
I think so. I would have taken a chance on that. And if you do make it, Don, then that forces Sullivan to go into the house.
Well, let's see what happens.
Not going to hit it on the nose, I'll tell you that.
Oh, he nudges another one into the rings.
Oh, that's all right.
Just as you prophesied.
Well, now, if Sullivan puts a guard right on the center line. Well, for Sullivan, he's got a good choice, and this is the where he should put the rock. Any closer, he doesn't want it too close, and he doesn't want it over there, because this leaves the wide open draw for the Ontario skip. He wants the rock right on the center line.
He wants to cover off that 4-foot circle.
Yes, he does.
Because we saw on the last end that Wayne Maddaw is capable of drawing that 4-foot ring.
Well, you know, even if he does draw out of the 4-foot, he scores 1, you have advantage last rock. But here's a chance to put the game away. You're lying 2. If you happen to steal 2, you're up 3 coming home. Just about an insurmountable lead. So James Sullivan, he would like to maybe just straddle the center line. Half a rock on one side, half a rock on the other, forcing Wayne Maddaw to go out a little bit wider on the in-turn draw.
Well, as you said, with Maddaw's last shot, there was the danger that that rock could spin into the rings, and that's exactly what happened.
All of a sudden, you're looking for maybe being 2 down to maybe being 3 down coming home, and that's exactly what happened. James Sullivan, he's got a lot of weight. He's got a long way to come. He has to cover it up, though, Don. He can't leave it open for maybe a possible double for Wayne Maddaw. Well, look at this. He's going to come right in the rings.
Yep. Hurry.
Well, he has left the 4-foot open. But is Maddaw looking at the possibility of spilling all 3?
There is no question. If he comes down and hits this rock right here at that angle, he's going to spill all 3 of those rocks, and he could end up getting 2.
Okay, if it hits, oh yeah, it'll go out. It'll go out.
See, what they're concerned about is maybe hitting that back one with one of the rocks in the cluster there.
Right on the nose.
See that? Right on the nose.
Very same shot. Okay? Just got to make sure this one goes out. Okay? Oh, yeah, it'll go.
The microphone he's
I'm
wearing
more
doesn't have a
worried about this
receiver
one.
attached to it, does it?
No, I'm more worried about this one. The very same shot. It's there. Yeah, well, make sure it does, because we can't afford to hit it all. It's the very same ice. Yep.
That's right.
Same shot. Right on
Same
the,
shot, same weight.
What's that? Yep, call the beak.
Peter Corner, he's not too confident, but I'll tell you what, Wayne is. Peter says, this one, you got to hit it. Look at it, he's lining him up at the other end now. Wayne's just going to go down. He's going to fire this baby and get 2. Oh, James Sullivan went it just too far with that guard.
About 2 feet too deep.
Oh, yeah, even an inch. I mean, that's a big difference because he's lined him up perfect. But, of course, Wayne Madah's got to make the shot. He can't afford to hit it too thin. Oh, he's
Called the sweepers up.
He's close.
1, 2, and he drives it onto his own, but he rolls all 3 out, and the shooter stays in the rings for 1. A triple kill by Wayne Madah. Actually, he's filled 4 rocks, but the important thing, his shooter stayed in the rings. He had a chance. 4-2.
Well, see, Don, he hit it a little bit on the outside. If he hits it on the nose, that rock that's carrying through that takes out his own at the back, he would have got 2. But he hit it a little bit on the high side. If he hits a little bit more dead center, he does get 2 on that end.
Situation identical to what we witnessed in the women's game. Tied at 4, going to the 10th end. Triple kill by Wayne Madah. Ontario and New Brunswick all even at 4.
That was quite a shot for 1.
Quite a shot indeed.
Oh, boy.
Well.